Hi, my topic is soccer in South Africa. My name is Mario Cisalema. My course is 11th grade. Football first came to South Africa in the 19th century via the port of Buenos Aires, Argentina, where European sailors played in the game. The first club, the Buenos Aires Football Club, was formed by members of the British Communicate in Buenos Aires. Another club was also started by railway workers in the town of Rosario, Argentina. In 1893, the first Argentinian language champions was played. Until the early 20th century, most of the players belonged to the British Communicated. Brazil is thought to be the second South America country where soccer or football was established. In 1894, Charles Miller, a soccer player in England, came to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and introduced soccer. British engineers and workers building a railroads near Barranquilla were the first to play football in Colombia in 1903. The Barranquilla team was formed in 1919. British railway workers were also the first to play in Uruguay and in 1891 founded the Central Uruguay Railway Cricket Club, which played both cricket and football. In Chile, British sailors initiated playing in Valparaiso, establishing the Valparaiso FC in 1899. The first club in Paraguay, Olimpia, was formed by a local man who became outstanding after seeing the games in Buenos Aires in 1902. A Chilean and students who had studied in Europe were the first footballers in Bolivia. Evaluated local people across South America began taking up the following the sport in even great numbers. Clubs gained in popularity and by the 1930s it had become a professional sport in most countries. Many of the South America players began moving to Europe clubs after the 1930s. World club died to higher salaries. By the late 1930s, football had become a crucial aspect of popular culture in many South American nations. In many South American nations, not with players fought to play of the top level. Vasco da Gama in Rio de Janeiro was the first club to recruit black players and promptly stormed the league champions in 1923. Uruguay had a different team made of the large portion in mixed Europe, the same who had the more physical style, played by the English and the refined, placing among the Scots which lead their national team the win two Olympic champions and the World Cup between 1924 and 1930. South America countries were the first to hold a regular continental champions in 1916, which was later known as the Copa America. The Libertadores Club for the South America Club Champions was started in 1960 and being played annually against the Europe Club Champion, domestic language champions, and split into two or more tournaments each season with frequent variants in format. Some of the finest athletes in the world of football have come Brazil. such as Edson Arantes do Nascimento, or better known as Pelé, who is known for being one of the best players in the world. Pelé was born in Tricoroquês, Brazil in October 23, 1940. He had brilliant field strategy and a powerful kick. Pelé scored 1,200 goals in the 1263, making him the only player to score over 1,000 goals. He began playing for the Santos Football Club 1956 and 11 led Brazil to three World Cup champions. In 1993, he was introduced into USA Soccer Hall of Fame after leading the New York Cosmos in NASL champions years before Pelé even became so popular that his picture was put on Manchester card what were distributed to 3 billion football fans for the death. We can see the picture of selection on Brazil and Ronaldinho and Roberto Carlos and Kaká. The first World Cup was held in Uruguay in 1903 and Uruguay won by the 2 goals against Argentina. The World War interrupted the World Cup in the 1940, but American countries tried to make up for it by playing in local cups and transferring players to continue the evolutionary cycle of soccer in the region. After 12 years without a World Cup, Uruguay wins the final before 200 Brazilians in the Macarana Stadium. In 1960, the World Cup received a record numbers of participation of began to air on television. In 97, in Mexico, Brazil wins the last Jules Rimet Cup to become the country with the most champions won. In 1978, the World Cup was held in Argentina, who surprisingly was even though they were currently under a bloody military regime. In 1979, when they won the Copa America and Olympia wins the Libertadores and Intercontinental clubs, later in 1986, Argentina wins its second World Cup after Maradona scored the most amazing goals in the history of soccer. Soccer or football is finally still popular in South America and probably will be forever a very long time. In the 17 World Cup games since 1903, the South American nations have been the predominant winners. Brazil has the highest number of wins with 5 in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002. Uruguay and Argentina both have 2 wins. Also, Uruguay, Chile, Brazil, and Argentina have all hosted World Cup games. And the bibliography is